Mr. Dixon?
Thank you. James Dixon from the Louisiana Public Defender Board. So I'd like to address this from strictly a fiscal standpoint. So the question becomes, if you're talking about being fiscally responsible or conservative, the question is not whether or not people who commit heinous crimes deserve to be executed. What the question we're asking is whether we can trust the government to efficiently and effectively pursue this policy, and the answer is clearly no. So you begin with, what are the costs? I can tell you what the cost for the Louisiana Public Defender Board has been since it's formed. We have spent over $103 million defending capital cases, from trial, post-conviction, appeals. So it is extremely important. And if you look at it this way, there's been one execution since the board was formed. So that execution has cost $103 million. Just from our perspective, that does not take into account state costs. It does not take into account the municipal costs of jurors performing the trial. So you're talking a very expensive, very ineffective policy. It's inefficient. The reversal rate for the death penalty, this is since we've been formed, is at around, it's not 85%, it's at about 96%. So the sentences have been reversed at an alarming rate since we've been formed. It's ineffective. Again, there's been one execution for $103 million. That's where you're getting for your buck here. And that single execution was someone who gave up their appeals. So what we have is a system that is ineffective. It is inefficient. It does not work. The racial component, I think, cannot be overstated enough. Keep in mind that in the history of Louisiana, no white person has ever been executed for killing a black person. Ever. Ever. That alone should give everyone pause. The other thing is the exonerations that we've seen. And John Thompson is a perfect example. That was a case where the state hid information. The prosecutors hid information that showed that he was innocent. Do you have any idea, with 11 exonerations, do you have any idea what kind of litigation we could be looking at if we find out that we have executed people who are innocent? I mean, just from a financial standpoint. So we have an imperfect system that does not work, that is broken, and is incredibly expensive. From a fiscal standpoint, it really just doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon.